It's a very well-known fact that you get what you pay for. And when it comes to Sony G Master lenses, it's not a surprise. This ultra-wide 14mm f1.8 is remarkable. It's one lens that, if used for the right purpose, could be a game changer for many photographers and filmmakers. But it's not a lens for everyone. It is a dedicated tool, maybe just one trick pony, and one that costs a lot of money. Is this the king of ultra-wide lenses? Is it a must-have ultra-wide lens? Who is it for? I'll hopefully answer those questions in this video. Don't go anywhere. I do like shooting with ultra-wide angle lenses. There's just something satisfying, unusual, and something that makes me want to pick a lens like this again and again. Not exactly a lens for everything, but 14mm focal length gives really wide and almost surreal representation of the world when you shoot in tighter spaces with it, when you use extreme angles, or just when you get close to your subject. This premium top-of-the-range Sony 14mm is designed for serious photographers in mind. The build and optical quality is outstanding in every single way, and there's literally nothing, zero, to complain about when it comes to the image quality it delivers. No chromatic aberration, no vignetting, very little distortion, corner-to-corner sharp, even wide open. Flaring is superbly under control, and it is extremely easy to use, to shoot with. Every time you press that shutter button, you get what you see. Vibrant, sharp images that are on par with the best out there. Well, this is one of the best out there. Wide aperture of f1.8 makes it a great lens for astrophotography, especially that chromatic aberration is under control here. Perfect for low light situations when you need that super wide angle of view, and it produces really nice and full of character bokeh. It all really sounds too good to be true, but it isn't. It is G Master lens, and that is what you pay for, the quality. 14mm is a focal length that is great for landscape, townscape, and general situations where it is very acceptable to go this wide. I know that a lot of people will disagree with me, but I don't think it is a good focal length for real estate. Big mansions and churches, yes, maybe, but standard size properties and standard size rooms, no. Although it will get you wall-to-wall wide images, I think it is too wide. It will make small rooms look distorted and medium-sized rooms 3 times bigger than they really are. In my opinion, in situations like these, it is not a factual lens. It does not capture the world as is. As with all wide-angle lenses, ultra-wide-angle lenses, it's like a funnel. Everything close to you, to the lens is very wide. Even small spaces like a couple of feet in front of you look like a massive field, but anything further away looks really tiny, like a funnel. This also will show when shooting any architecture and when your lens is not level or when pointing it down or up. You get that V-shape look. Somehow shooting with the lens as wide as 14mm, I want that exaggerated perspective. I want something that is not normal. It's always good to shoot from unusual angles. That what makes most of shots more interesting. Go away from that standard cliche standing human eye level. And this focal length is great for that. That funnel, when everything near the lens is bigger and everything further away tiny, makes it a really cool tool to be creative with. One problem with this lens, and it is a big problem, is that you can't attach standard screw-on filters to it. So for those who shoot landscape and want to use ND or polarizing filters, you'd have to buy an additional filter kit, filter holder that attaches to the front of the lens and filters to go with it. Usually not that cheap. A company called Haida have released special holder and set of filters to use at the rear of this lens. Really cool, but one, not always practical to change filters at the back of the lens because you'd have to take the lens off every time to do so. And two, not cheap either. Also, that makes it really a pain when filming with it, as with aperture of f1.8 you'd most likely need ND filters. Maybe not a game changer for everyone, but as this lens is not cheap, buying specialist filters for it will only make it more expensive. Build quality, for a lens this wide, for a prime lens this wide, it is surprisingly small and light. Weight of 460 grams makes it a great choice to carry with you all day, if you wanted to. Built-in this petal hood protecting this bulb-like curved front glass element. As I mentioned before, no way to screw on traditional filters to it. focus by wire, but one that responds in linear way when used manually. It has consistent rotation speed like with all the Sony lenses, but obviously no hard stops. And in my opinion, the ring is a little bit loose, a little bit soft. There's manual aperture ring that can be set to auto mode and controlled by the camera. This can be switch to click and clickless mode by the dedicated switch on the lens. I normally control brightness when filming with variable ND filters, but as I can't put one on this lens, this is actually really useful here to change the aperture smoothly while filming to control the brightness. There's focus hold button that can be programmed to different functions via the camera and standard auto manual focus switch. It's all made of standard hard lens plastic, well designed and well built, but the aperture ring makes some plastic on plastic rubbing sound in the clicked mode. There's no in-lens stabilization, but it has got full weather sealing. Value for money, this lens retails here in UK for £1,399 or $1,598 in US. Yes, it is a very good lens, probably the best ultra-wide aperture 14mm lens that you can buy for the Sony camera, but is it worth this hefty price tag? Competition, there is old HSM 14mm Sigma available. It's old, big and very heavy. Then you have decent selection of budget options from Samyang, Rokinon and Laowa, all under £500 or $500. And then you have ultra wide zooms like Sigma 14 to 24mm DGD and Art, which is f2.8, but it is cheaper than this. It is a little bit more versatile and just like this needs specialist filters. And then you have the big daddy Sony 12 to 24mm f2.8 G Master that is twice more expensive than this. There's very hard to find anything else at this spec that is middle road. You get f2.8 budget options and this top of the range wide aperture Rolls-Royce. Good value if it is going to be your main weapon, your main lens that you are going to use regularly. If it is something that you are going to remortgage your house to get and then use it once a year, then this might be a total waste of money. Go for one of those budget options instead. Conclusion, it's not a lens that you should be buying on the spur of the moment. If you are a pro landscape or astrophotographer, then this is no-brainer, a perfect and number one choice, the best 14mm that you can buy. For sure, it's not for everyone, as that wide aperture might not be that necessary for most of wide-angle shooting, and wide-angle zooms might be more versatile overall, but there's no denying that this is the best of the best. If 14mm f1.8 rocks your boat valiantly, or you just need that G badge to be visible to everyone else. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in some way helpful and informative. And if it was, please give me the thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. It's one lens that, if used for there's no in-lens stabilization. There's no in-lens stabilization built in, but it has got. There's no in-lens stabilization built in, but he's got a lens. 14mm is a focal length that is great for landscape, townscape, and general situations when it is very acceptable. Take 68. The build and optical.